We live in a world where there is so much communication, from news media to social media, from your friends' opinions to all the entertainment you have at your fingertips. So no wonder it is difficult sometimes to separate the true from the false, the sincere communication from the lie. All around us, in the city or online, we are bombarded, right, with advertisements, public announcements, text messages, emails, so many things that it's difficult to really think clearly about. So how do we think clearly about this vast amount of communication we receive every day? There are many methods. Today we're going to look at an ancient method that is actually very helpful. It was invented by Aristotle, a Greek philosopher, around the 4th century BC. That's more than 2,000 years old. And it's still helpful. This is how you do it. Take any message, any kind of communication, and I mean anything, and split it up into 3 parts. For the first part, ask yourself, what is the meaning, right? What is the logic of this message? What is it really trying to tell me? For the second part, ask, what kind of emotion is it trying to make me feel? For the third part, ask, who is telling this to me? Right? Are they an expert on the subject? Are they trustworthy? This is Aristotle's rhetorical triangle. And it's important to note, every piece of communication, whether large or small, will have all 3 parts going on simultaneously. Let's try it out. Okay, let's look at an advertisement together. Let's think about logos first. What is the message or the logic of this advertisement? Now up here, let me zoom in, we get this story. Meet Otis. Otis lives in a shelter. He sleeps a lot. There isn't much else to do. When people walk by, Otis opens his eyes and wags his tail. Then they leave. So he eats and waits and remembers the smell of home, scratches from his owner, a squirrel he used to chase, and he gets tired and sleeps again. Very emotional, the text so far. I'm still not sure what the message is yet. But here we go. When you buy Pedigree, we make a donation to help dogs like Otis find loving homes. So their first message is, for you to buy Pedigree, of course, it's an advertisement for Pedigree dog food, but they also say, if you do that, we will help dogs like Otis. Now, we need some more information. How much do they donate? Who do they donate to? They add a little more logos here at the bottom, a little more logic. Let's check it out. It says here, it's a little blurry, but total donations from Pedigree consumer and trade programs to local shelters in 2008. Minimum $250,000 up to $1 million. Wow, that's great. But if you really look at the sort of local shelter and how much it takes to run a local shelter and how many there are in the United States, $250,000 to $1 million really doesn't add up to much. It's a little, but it's not much. Okay, so there's the logos. Now let's think about how about pathos. If you're like me, the first thing you noticed when looking at this advertisement was the dog's face. The emotion that is expressed in this dog's face. You can feel it, you can hold it. You want to save this dog, right? It's pitiful, sad, needs an owner. The emotion is the strongest thing going on in this advertisement. Even the story itself up here, it's all emotional. So already we can tell the main appeal in this advertisement is pathos, right? They're trying to get to our emotions to sell Pedigree, which brings us to the third aspect, ethos. What is the character of the speaker here? Right? Who is the author of this advertisement? Clearly it's Pedigree. They mention themselves enough 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Now, they do want to appear modest. They do want to appear humble, and we can tell. They put their little logo down at the bottom left, way down here, right? Pedigree. dogsrule.com. So they're trying to put themselves in the background, but really the point of the whole advertisement is to sell more dog food and to get you to buy dog food. So which is the strongest appeal? As we discussed, it's emotional. And yes, there is still logic, there is still logos, right, to this. If you buy pedigree, then we donate, right? And there is ethos, right? There's an appearance of who is speaking. Pedigree themselves, they come out with a certain type of character, right? Now, whether this is true or false, right? Whether or not their donations are significant or not, and whether or not we think this advertisement is manipulative or not, that is an argument you can make in an essay, right? That could be your thesis for an essay, what you think about this. Now, everything I say or anyone says or writes can be analyzed in these three ways, even photographs, images, movies. Now, the strongest way to persuade someone of something is by logos, right? By presenting facts and data. But that's also the most difficult. Now, if somebody has a good ethos, they do have a good reputation. It's about reputation. People will listen to you because of who you are. You see it in advertisements a lot. A celebrity is saying, I drink Pepsi, you should drink Pepsi too. It is also why, if you are listening to medical advice, you would listen to a doctor instead of a politician. The doctor has the authority on medical advice, not a politician. You might notice that most people, though, use emotions to get your attention, to make you feel pity, anger, or arousal, to convince you of something. So now you know what to watch out for, right? How to determine, and ways to really think about the world and the people in it before you act, or before you just follow the leader.